Hi everyone, my reading review this week is about Chapter 5 of our text, The New Rules of Marketing and PR by David Meerman Scott. And this particular chapter is all about blogging, which is fun for me since I am a blogger. And there are a lot of points in this chapter that really stood out to me that are important for people who are considering starting a blog. A quick synopsis, Scott mentions that blogging is his most powerful marketing and public relations tool. Essentially, his book was born because he had posted about writing a book like this, got a lot of feedback from his readers, got a lot of support, got a lot of critique as well, and it really helped him put this book together. So without his blog, this book would not exist. He, for example, has had his blog for over 7 years with over 1,000 posts. So really, blogs are one of those things that can naturally evolve with your business. One of the biggest takeaways I have from this particular chapter is that blogs allow for instant feedback. So if something's on your mind or you want to share or discuss an idea with your readers, you essentially can just post a blog post and you'll get feedback right away as long as you have a comment section open. That's pretty great in terms of, our society today and business today is just constantly growing so fast. We have such back turnaround rates that blogging can really help with that. It also allows you to make connections, both virtually and in person. So just like LinkedIn is a really great social media platform for you to make those professional connections, blogging is the same way. Once you obtain readers and they are dedicated to reading your blog, you can really create a relationship with that person. One of the things that Scott mentions in this chapter is the return on investment. It's really hard to measure return on investment for blogging, especially because it takes some time for a blog to really get up on its feet and to obtain a readership. So what Scott mentions is that he measures return on investment by asking people how they find out about him. If they mention that they find out about him through his blog, then he says that's a return on investment. Doesn't necessarily have to be monetary, but he knows that a lot of businesses want that return on investment to be monetary, and it can be. The great thing about blogs, and also another great takeaway point, is that they're so easy to set up and use. You don't have to have a tech guru in your company in order to run a blog. As long as you have basic knowledge of, functions on a computer and how to use, Microsoft Word and stuff like that, you really can start a company blog. And it's great to have because it's such a great way to connect with your customers. It provides a human voice that allows customers to relate to you. It also allows for you to have credibility in their eyes. And when you work with other bloggers who are interested in your particular industry, it also gives you credibility. Some of the basics, I'm sure most people know what a blog is. It's essentially a website where you can publish content that is all your own. So like I said, you don't have to have a tech guru on hand. Any individual with computer knowledge can do it. It's important to understand, and this is another point that Scott made in the text, that the difference between mainstream media and blogging has blurred. So where we would usually go to an online newspaper or something to obtain information, some of us might not even know that those are actually blogs. The biggest example he points out that I personally use a lot in my life is the Huffington Post. The Huffington Post is actually a blog. It's run on the Blogger platform, and a lot of people don't know that. And so there can be kind of a stigma with blogging. People might say that, these people aren't journalists, they don't really know what they're talking about. That is true. Bloggers aren't necessarily journalists, but they do tend to have a great passion or expertise in a particular area that journalists might not have. So that's one of the really great benefits of blogging. So another thing that stood out to me is to always monitor blogs. If you're a company that's thinking about starting a blog, or if you already have a blog, monitoring other blogs will help you understand how much your brand or your company is being talked about, what's being said about your services or your products, and what people think about you. So as long as you stay on top of blogs within your industry, then you can really have a good grasp on what to include in your blog and how to connect with your consumers. It allows for a great way to strategize your marketing plans as well. Lastly, something that I find very important, especially if your company has a blog, is to build relationships with bloggers. Again, like I mentioned before, not only does it create that credibility, but having a relationship with bloggers is great so that you can, work with bloggers in order to promote your brand, promote your services, promote your product. And bloggers will usually give pretty honest reviews. So that, again, allows you to have credibility within your customer base. In my particular life, like I said, I'm a blogger, so this is really relevant to me. I use blogs every single day. I follow a ton of blogs. I follow them for news. I follow them for updates. I follow them for trends. I follow blogs from every possible topic you can imagine. So I think one that a lot of people tend to follow is blogs within the airline industry. Southwest has an awesome blog called Nuts About Southwest, and it's where, Southwest customers can go get information about, what's going on with Southwest, promotions, things like that. It's also a great place for you to learn about airline trends. So what new airlines are starting to charge baggage fees, or what other airlines are doing this, or what other airlines are doing that. It kind of just provides that really specialized information that maybe a traditional media outlet may not. So that is my overall synopsis and takeaways of the blogging chapter this week. Thanks for listening.